Welcome to another episode of Spot Check. I'm Vignesh.
I'm Sandru here.
Okay, today we have our guest, Dato Megat Shahriman, who is the Malaysian Paralympic Council President. So, Dato, I know you came back a few days ago from Paris, jet lag.
2 days ago, actually.
Thanks for being here and accepting our invite.
No problem.
So,
anything
Dato,
for you guys. No problem.
Thank you. So, Dato, first things first, how are you?
Number one, I'm okay. I think still tired. I'm still having some little bit of grogginess. But, the whole time, 16 days in Paris, I think that's too long for me, actually.
So, did you enjoy Paris?
To be frank, I enjoyed Paris.
Okay.
I enjoyed Paris, met a lot of friends all over the world. I think I had a few meetings with my IPC president as well. And I think we managed to keep in touch with few IFs. That is also, they were there during the games. And I think it was a whole good experience. But within the whole time I was there, of course, it's not only cerita manis saja. There's also other stories as well.
Yeah, of course, that's what we want to hear today.
Tapi Dato, before we get to the other side,
Can.
overall, were you happy with the contingent's performance?
Number one, I would say, I will say thank you and congratulations to all athletes. They did really well. And it's just that, like I said, during Paris or even before we left Paris, that they will have tough competition from other athletes.
Okay.
So I think we have not have much experience competing with athletes from Europe as well as South America or maybe even the Eastern Bloc. So I think that was the biggest challenge for us. So I mean, overall, I'm happy with the athletes' performance. It was all good. I think then the athletes realized that not only just by training, but there's also things that technology, there's also other support system that needs to enhance for them to ensure that 2028 LA as well as 2032 in Brisbane will be more medal. And I think we cannot be doing the same thing what we've been doing for the past 8 years, things like that.
Yeah.
So these are the
So, overall, with the number of medals that the team has won, you are happy lah.
yeah. Overall, I'm happy.
Let's talk about those who won. Okay, Boni,
All right.
his performance, world record.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, Boni did, number one, respected him. Number two, again, he did a fantastic show and he showed the whole world that he pushed up front the highest weight that nobody can, the heaviest weight that nobody can even catch to him. So I think that we want to send a message throughout the world that, hey, Boni will have another at least 12 years or another 15 more years that he's going to be there and compete. You guys better watch out. So that's what Boni sent the message. So we were very happy. We were...
So Boni delivered the goal.
Yeah.
Lekhao delivered the goal.
delivered the goal.
But Ziyad and Dato
Latif.
Latif,
I
they
think-
came short. They were supposed to be the 2 gold medals, which then Malaysia would have achieved the 4 gold medal target.
Yeah, I think we go for Dato' Latif first. I think, I mean, on papers, we were very confident. And also on papers, it shows his performance was the best in the world, even last to the Kobe Championship. Even they went to Germany to a training or a small competition. I'm not sure what is it. But he was still the best record. But the person who beat Dato' Latif Romli was from... is an NPA, is a non-Paralympic athlete. But I'm not sure whether he's from Russia or he's from Belarus. So the athlete has not been competing for the last 4 years because IPC banned and all that. Through IPC, through IOC, then we had the General Assembly. Malaysia had to, I would not say who we voted for, but the spirit is for make sure that, ensure sports is non-political. That's what our spirit was. Then they were allowed to be participating. So then when they participate, of course, we did not know, because the guy is like, I think 6'5" or nearly 7. He's that tall, you see.
Yeah.
So when he did a few jumps, we did not expect that he would be able to. We just thought that he might just trying his luck and all that. But then I knew that I was sitting next to a person who's also an NPA athlete, a lady athlete, a person that's also a colleague, a same teammate. She couldn't speak English really well, but I did spoke to her. I said, what was his best jump? Near 8 plus sometimes. So I sat down because I sat with the crowd. I just said, okay. Then I stood up. I didn't want to be politically seen with the person. Then I went back. I said, we might not be able to get gold. Because I said, do you know the record of that guy? How much he has jumped? How far he has jumped? Nobody has that record. Then he jumped above Dato' Latif. But it was all fair and square.
Yeah.
It was all, good sportsmen. It's equal playing field. It's just that tactically, strategically, we were maybe, not say blindsided, we didn't see it coming.
Okay.
But we are happy. And at the same time, I did spoke to Latif a little bit with I spoke to the coach, and then also managed to speak a little bit to Latif that he had a bit of an injury. Yes, that was true earlier before, but he looked a bit worried, and because the injury was maybe taunting him and all that. But that was not also a reason for him, and he said he will push it through. I said, Tip, buat terbaik Tip, jangan risau, lompat je, jangan fikir orang, lompat. I said. So he did his very best. So but you will always have another mountain higher than you, another better athlete than you. So we accept the result.
So talking about, you said you'll always have a better athlete, right?
Pushing. Let me say a little bit of history. That I was the one, we in MPM, who decided to bring Zy Lee Kher to AYPG Bahrain 3 years ago before he came in, whereby there was a certain party, I will not mention names, who was against me and who was angry that why did you push this athlete whereby I did not approve this athlete. So that was done by a certain organization and a certain individual that I will not mention the name, that didn't want this particular. So then if I from the beginning that I look at Zy's video, I looked at all his swimming, I was touched because I'm also a parent of a special child as well. So I understand what Walter goes through. I understand any of the parents. But as a president, as a person who has to uphold all the integrity, the governance, the procedures, the best of the country, I have to act on it. So if you were in my shoe, the same thing. I mean, if you were in my shoe, would you choose your son, or would you choose on merits, or would you choose on the fairness of everything? So going back to the argument here is that with me, Walter, no problem. Okay. And I understand as a father, he can call you. Sorry lah, he called you, he didn't call me, so I'm okay. But
about a couple of days ago, he called me. He sent me a link. You see, Aiman did not win anything. He got eliminated in the heats. If Zy Lee Kher was there, he would have won a goal. What's your comment?
My comment is like this. Zy and Shaiful is in the same category. Aiman is not in the same category. We make it simple. You cannot have an athlete who has disability in terms of legs and hands to compete with another athlete who has full arms and legs, but he just have II. You cannot. It's a different class. So you have two athletes, for example, Shaiful and Zy. He's a good athlete, Zy. He's a good boy, nice but very polite. He has future. He's young. But when on paper, we have to look the timing and the performance of these two class, Shaiful and Zy. So we had only 2 slots. So we have to choose the best among the best. So the criteria was to make sure that we choose the best athlete, and we had the stakeholders to agree, because it's not only about MPM, it's only not about Prepma, or even we had everybody there to make sure the Jawatan Kuasa approves it. So for me, I'm not choosing. If I can send all, I would send all. But on the other hand, Aiman is on his class. He's on S14. So you cannot get a person who has no legs, no arm to swim a person who's with full arms and legs. You're not going to win, that's for sure. But that's what I was trying to tell Walter, your son is in a different class. There's no such. You cannot take a blind athlete to run with a person who's not blind. It doesn't make sense. So in the eyes of the world, we will look. Why is Malaysia comparing to an athlete who's in S14 and S5? It's totally wrong. And then you will not ever have a competition between S5 and S14. But if you want to fulfill Walter's wish, I can put Aiman and Zy to swim lah. So if Aiman wins, you have to accept the fact that you insist on this. So I said, let's finish it, be professional about it, and your son has potential. So now Saiful went, Saiful did not, but you must understand that Aiman is the only Southeast Asia representative that's from Malaysia. Thailand has no S14. Singapore has no. The only one in South Asia. So he's the best in Southeast Asia, and the only one qualified for final in Paris Paralympics. So we cannot. And
some more, he's a debutant. Huh?
Yeah, debutant. Fruit is a fruit. Apple and orange is a fruit. But apple and orange is different. So Zy is an apple, Iman is an orange. It's fruit, but they are two different fruit.
But so that matter is
it's
resolved, right?
And then resolved. Then I think he wanted to bring it to the dispute. So it's done. And
okay, coming back to Paris, Dato', these past few days, hot topic.
Okay.
Panas.
Even the
banyak panas.
Even the ministers commented.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I didn't read that, but it's okay.
So
Minister, DG,
Paralympic Council, one side, National Sports Council, one side.
Yeah.
So now you came out with all guns blazing, shooting NSC, telling that they interfered, and because they interfered, that you guys failed to win the goal, hit target and all that, and then CDM was bullied by the NSC officials, and NSC had 12 officials in the Paralympics compared to the council who only had 2.
Yeah.
So what actually happened in Paris? What happened? How bad was the interference?
What is important here is this is the matter of 2 organizations. It's on management matters. It's nothing to do with the athletes. So I keep on telling athletes, your job is to win and to ensure that you win goal and you ensure that you be there and don't get disqualified or whatever. So that's your job. So athlete has nothing to do with it at all. So we are quite happy. So what happened here is that basically these are the management matters or issues that arise during the games, whereby I have said to the public or even said to the media that of course there's nothing perfect.
Yeah.
So if you have 2 parties that perfect, you will definitely have achieve whatever target you wanted. But we didn't achieve. I accept the fact that we didn't achieve. I apologized, and my CDM apologized to the public. We did not achieve.
Yeah.
So when we did not achieve, it has to be 2 parties to agree to it that we both. How can I say sorry and another person did not say sorry?
Okay.
So my concern is that you also have to tell the public that we did not achieve it, because it's a consensus of everybody.
Okay.
It's a stakeholders.
Yeah.
It's not a one person.
Yeah.
It's not going to be MPM yang cakap that they should take responsibility. Kita diam saja. So it's been seen that's the game plan, or it's been seen. I'm not accused. I'm just saying maybe that was the game plan. Maybe that was the what you call it the formula that they've been going on years by years, events by events. So what I did is that I wanted them to also take accountability, but it was never said. One. Number 2, when it was never said, then I start to say that okay, now I had a stressful lot, because when we wanted to check out, I had only 2 staff handling it for 8 hours, whereby we were short of hand. We did not have the support. But if we had all the resources was given to us that we handle everything, we will not have that difficulty.
Okay.
And at the same time, there's also few incidents happen, and not only because I kept quiet for the past 3 main sports event that was now was Paralympic, kept quiet. I know, I kept quiet, then I start to talk. In Hangzhou Asian Game, I kept quiet, and also in Asia Para Game in Cambodia, I did keep quiet as well. So I think enough is enough, because when I go, I have a CDM. A CDM has to help also. CDM's job is to ensure everything is. He's the leader.
Yeah.
He's the head.
Yeah.
He's responsible. He's my ketua contingent, so he has the full say. But then the way that he's acting, the way that he's been running it, as though that he has no hands at all. He has no say at all. So I look at it. What's wrong with this?
Yeah.
So I start to check on the box. I start to write down what's the problem. So all this problem is saying that siapa yang MPM sekarang ni? What are we doing? Are we supposed to work together? But are we working it? Are we working together or not? Or you just silo doing your work, we're doing our side. So it does not have any harmony. It's not even a Cold War. It's about responsibility. So I believe all these intermittent issues has been going on, not only the past 3 major events.
Yeah.
It's been going on for years and years and years. Yeah. Not only in MPM or even in IPC games, it also happened in OCM. It's been going on. You want to be what actually? You are supposed to be a support system. You're not supposed to be us. You're not supposed to be the persatuan. But as though that you want to be that. So that's why I highlighted. I don't want to go much on that, because we're doing a postmortem, plus I'm doing a formal complaint and also a formal. To be fair with everyone, to be fair for both parties, that this has to stop.
But I have a question, Dato.
Yeah.
Why didn't you highlight this in Paris?
Exactly.
Why didn't you meet the Ketua Pengarah of National MSN, YB Hana? Why didn't you sort this issue out in Paris?
Because they were all there.
Yeah, everyone was there, right?
I mean, that's a fair question.
Yeah.
Number 1, why I did not highlight it, because the game was going on.
Okay.
The issues was also going on, and we were going here, we were going there. We don't have time to meet because our movement are separate. Sometimes I see YB Hana, sometimes I see that. But during those games, during games when you cheer for the athletes, we put all aside. We cheer for, because the the agenda or the objective is to make sure that we win and support our athletes, everything put aside.
Yeah.
But after that, we did not have time. There was never. Let me tell you, for example, we have a ketua CDM, and then you had a separate meeting with the athletes, separate meeting with the coaches and all that, done by IMSN, but not my CDM was not informed. So during that, we said, okay, there must be something wrong here. Why my CDM was not called? So I jot down all these issues. But during the games, I didn't want to do it because there was no time for me to come and call for the meeting. But I spoke this matter in Paris. It was on the day that Dato' Latif did not get goal. I spoke to a media. I said, I admit it. I said we did not achieve the goal and all that. Then I said the same thing. We have issues. During those days, because we didn't stay in the same hotel. The only one who stayed in the village was the CDM plus 2 of the staff, and the pengarah bahagian para and one of his staff. That's it. And the rest all stayed in different hotel, and the minister stayed in different hotel. But to get together to do it, we do not have time to do it. That was not even my mind because we were focusing on, and that's not alasan or reason for me. And that time around, when you are, you are noticing all these things that, I personally felt that I was very angry, but I had to put the objective of the country first, not being selfish as much. Because when you go there, just say I call the meeting.
Yeah.
You think can resolve that time? It will not resolve. Everybody say, no, it will not resolve. It has to be on paper, so it's not going to be on verbal. That's why I want it to be in the meeting. It's not about you duduk tepi kopi, kedai kopi, sit down at the Champs-Élysées, at maybe La Générale restaurant or cafe and talk about it. Okay, I settle it. No, it doesn't. It has to be on paper. It has to be on black and white. It has to be accountable for everybody that's been doing all this. The justification of people why they're going there.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. By going there, sitting down, I've not achieved anything. YB came, she came. You have KP, TKP, you have all that, 12 of them. It will not solve. And it should be solved by my CDM. Ketua contingent, bila negara pergi temasha terbesar, even though I'm the president, ketua contingent CDM is the highest. Okay. Minister is a dignitary. It's different. So MSN, whatever, is below him. But now it didn't happen that way. So my job was not to discuss that yet, to achieve. When we finished that we didn't get, that's where I brought things up. Because why? Imagine if I brought this up halfway. If we don't get the goal, we only got one. Would it be a better picture for Malaysia to see? No. I'm there because of negara. I'm there because of the country. Responsibility, accountability, duit rakyat. I'm not there for a holiday. So I take this seriously, and I take it not personal. I take it accountability for everyone that was hoping Malaysia to do better in Paralympic rather than in Olympics. That is where the money was all there. But here was not given. But imagine that kind of money was there to be given to us to do. I will have more champions ever. Can you imagine the Malaysia tak balik-balik tiga.
We could have won at least 10 goals.
Yeah, we can won 10 goals, and then maybe 10 more silver or 10 more bronze. So this is what I say. So I have to risk it. It will have a very problematic Paralympic.
The reason I asked you the question is because yesterday in an event, YB Hana said that she was in Paris, everyone was in Paris. Why did Dato Megat not come and approach if he had a problem, right? So if you look at their point of view, it's like, hey, we were there. If he had a problem, he could have, called me. I'm the minister. You can meet me anytime and tell me that this is going on.
Dato, I would like to add on to this as well. When I called Encik Sofian Hamzah, he said he denied that he will ever do things like stealing accreditation cards or play a sticker. When we spoke to the CDM, he denied saying that he was bullied. So my question is, now who is telling the truth and who is lying?
Okay, so I'm going to answer the question and yours. Okay, going back to when YB Hana was there, she said that. Okay, but I would ask her again. I say, YB, it will just resolve. You think it will resolve there, but if you're not there anymore as a minister, this doctrine or this practice is going to go on forever. That's why I want it to be a black and white. I want to be in the meeting room. So the meeting room is tempat di mana kita boleh bergaduh, berdebat, menyelesaikan masalah. That's where the forum is. if I'm going to have a pet talk with her, I mean not pet, I mean just a conversation, it will just be brushed off like that. I believe so. I don't know about her, but I think so. But it was not a proper conversation for me to sit down at the stadium. Hey, YB, you want to know this story? I am not a small kid or cocok-cocok. Telinga kita ni tak boleh nipis. We have to look at facts. Any accusation or whatever, it has to be on paper. When it's on paper, it's fair for any party to dispute it, to fight it, to prove it. That's what I want. I want it on a meeting. I want it on a proper channel. And it's fair for everybody to defend themselves and to justify why are they there, why this happened. So going back to the question whereby Sofian says that it was so petty for him. Maybe sometimes, this is not accusation, this is maybe just a kemungkinan, kebarangkalian. Bila dah biasa sangat buat, you don't feel it as though that you're taking it. For example, the reason being I say is because I have a recording, my CDM as well as my staff, that something was taken by a person without the consent and we had total loss control. And that accusation, I have to be fair as a president and MPM, also to listen to the party that accused or say this, and also to listen to the party that was also involved. So me, I'm not being a judge here, but I'm being a good administrator to ensure that everybody gets a fair justice, a fair response. So going back to my CDM, the same thing he said, he is not bullied and all that. I believe at a 71-year-old former admiral, that respect is there, agreed. But nobody is going to admit he's been bullied. What? I mean, publicly saying lah, generally, I'm not saying my CDM. But when we are going to do the postmortem, all that, all the shortcomings will be towards transpiring. Will be transpired into like, I think this is like a bullying, gaslighting. Macam ni lah. Do behind your back, never inform, never call, don't do this. So that's not bully, or I don't know, maybe forget lah, I do not know. So you tell me, so is that a bully? Suddenly you become forgetful, or you was taken advantage of? I do not know. So but my concern as a president, I have a very strong character, everybody knows that. I will fight forever.
You're very vocal.
Sure. If my counterpart or any of my organization members have been treated that way, it's treating me the same thing as well. It's disrespecting my organization, and also indirectly. I'm a team player. I don't do politics. If my men down, if they're responsible, they must be punished. If I'm responsible, I must be punished. So I cannot, even though if my man has been bullied or not bullied, gaslighted, boycotted, or whatever you call it, I must be there. And I must ensure why did happen, but you say to the press you didn't. Then I ask this fella, you say you never bully, but these are the things you do. So you tell me what are all this? Bully, mengambil kesempatan, tak maklum, boycott, tak nak maklum, simpan geng-geng you tell me what is it. So I'm here not to be the judge. I'm here to be the administrator, to be fair. So that's what the president is, to be there. So that's why I said, it's not on my personal, benefit. It's on the organization. This is organisasi untuk OKU. If a government agency can treat an OKU like this, what makes I'm not accused that. If you can have organisation who treats less or discredit or certain thing, what makes you think that they would want to help or give any face? Is going to be treated just like that. And again, I say all the athletes are basically, they have a contractual with Majlis Sukan Negara. The athlete belongs to the Persatuan, belongs to the National Paralympic Association, the Sports Association. It's a contractual only. Because registering athletes are MPM and the Persatuan Kebangsaan. So I always remind athlete, jangan lupa diri, where you come from. Every time I look, you thank you. Of course you're gonna like this lah. I also have an employer. I can have 20 employer. I thank my employer because why? Dapat gaji bagi makan. But you must remember where your beginning come from. The day that you're no more longer needed, then you tell me, who are you gonna come back? If you never win gold, you must remember that it's an ecosystem that you have to respect. Where you come from, who found you, who put you there.
But Dato', you said that they have a contractual obligation with it. with the National Sports Council,
Yep.
the athletes. Okay, you said that the athletes belongs to the council,
Council, yeah.
right? And the sports associations. What is
No,
this?
the athlete belongs to the sports association
and
and MPM and
MPM
MPM
lah.
and the whole thing lah. Yeah. Okay.
What is this contract with NSC?
The contract is basically a contract sebagai athlete. It's like a working employment contract.
That's all.
That's it.
So PCM ada hak untuk batalkan.
No, that contract kita tak ada hak.
Okay.
Tapi kalau kita, for example, if I want to do kepala gila lah, I want to teach a lesson lah, I will not register them. Go to hell.
But it's different than the able-bodied.
Same.
Same.
OCM same. OCM is registered. The only body that is going to be able to go to Olympics is only MPM and OCM.
Yeah.
So if MPM and OCM doesn't sign anything, doesn't chop anything, MSN go lah. Mana boleh?
Exactly. So
That's why I said the one who is a member to IPC and IOC is Majlis Paralympic Malaysia and Majlis Olympic Malaysia.
Yeah.
If they want to do our job, they want to go, never mind, we rest lah. You
Okay.
all go lah, Paris. You cannot even key in. You cannot go for pre-DRM. You cannot do anything.
yeah.
Tapi hari tu Dato' ada bagi like a indirect ugutan sikit lah. I remember you give like a small threat. If an MSN keeps interfering into PCM matters, Dato' kata there's a possibility that you guys will move out from MSN dan juga KBS. So nak tanya.
Nah, can you elaborate more on that?
Can you elaborate more? And I want to ask you, boleh tak Dato' say macam tu? Can you survive without the government agency?
Let me explain that.
Yeah.
One on Sandu and okay. We are the one who's affiliate to IPC and IOC, or OCM as well as MPM. If the athletes, for example, there's 86 athletes in MSN, I think not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, that's under contract.
Yeah.
I can develop outside athletes that is under the Persatuan. I get the funding from private, corporate sponsors and all that. I develop the sitting volleyball, I develop the goalball because they are not in the MSN program. They are not in the podium program or they are not an athlete in MSN.
Okay.
I can register all them go.
Oh.
I can also not register these people to go. So, itu yang cakap tadi, kalau nak jadi gila ke boleh buat gila, these are the things lah. So, the reason being that I will say that if the government does not want to give that, I think the government, the people who's held up there, the leader should not be there. Because as a government, you have to support no matter what. It belongs to the public.
Which leader you talking about, Dato'?
Any leader lah.
Okay.
Any leader who helmed the...
I thought you were specifically trying to...
No, I got to say this lah. Any leader who wants to be... If you want to be a good leader, you don't do stupid decision.
Dato' for the first time playing safe.
I know. No, say lah. So, but okay, if I just say lah, if the Minister of Sports wants to do this, she will not do it. She has.
That's
she-
how I wanted to
okay,
be- That's
okay.
how I wanted to be specific.
So
which
I
leader.
know. I think YB Hanayo will not do it. I just to be for sake of conversation. I say YB Hanayo will not do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any leader who want to do it is a suicidal mission. But what I want to know is that basically the agency that's under the ministry the leader itself there has to ensure that things like this, they need to know where they are. They need to know what are their role. Their role is just supporting, not trying to be us. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to be a sports association? I give you an example when in Paris, when I go for I'm also on the Asian Paralympic Committee board. I'm also with the IPC subcommittee and all that. So when I go for the meetings and all that, I also meet the IF, the International Federation. So when the IF asked me, "Hi Malaysia, is your president from Para Athletics Malaysia coming here, sitting volleyball?" I said, "No, they are not. I cannot be represented because I'm not the president of that Persatuan."
Yeah.
But when I look back at my contingent, I do not have any Persatuan members because that's the platform for the Persatuan Kebangsaan Para to meet with their international federation.
Yes.
That's how to bonding, to get the trainings, to do whatever necessary. But if you have 12 people from MSN, who are they to talk to them? There's no local standby.
Yeah.
I mean, 12 of them do what? Masak nasi lemak, hantar makanan, hantar mihun. That's it. You need
Actually,
12
yeah,
of them.
what was that?
I don't
Nasi
know.
lemak and
Okay,
mihun.
going back to Malaysia House or Malaysia Secretariat outside, I don't even know their role. They didn't even tell us.
Ayo.
They said, oh kita ada tu. I said, ada apa? The only I saw was trolley of food sending to the athlete. I said, bukan dalam ni ada food hall and 24 hours boleh makan. The food are all good diets and all that. I said, why are they going for training, eating nasi lemak? They're gonna like
So
barf
they
out.
actually cook nasi lemak and mihun in Paris
I have
for
no
the
idea
athletes.
the nasi they cook
Yang
nasi lemak.
bagi tu MSN
MSN.
Oh, wow.
I do not know Where did the nasi lemak come from? Who cooked it? I really don't know. So I said, you need 12 people to go there all the way to cook, and then to do what? I'm not belittling, but we have a bigger mission here. Are you concerned about nasi lemak?
But does the 12 personnel from MSN include ISN, doctors, masseur?
No, that's already with the contingent. The
Oh.
12, the contingent.
This is separate 12.
Separate 12.
Ini macam
So
additional.
ISN is clear. I will say thank you to ISN because their job is very specific and very important. They are
Yeah.
doctors,
Yeah.
they're masseurs, they're sports science. You need that. So you can have. I don't mind having 20 ISN pun
Yeah.
because it's to support the athletes who's going to win.
Yeah.
You give me 50 pun bang, terima kasih, I want. Because what? At least every athlete ada masseur,
Betul.
ada dietitian. So everyone will have 3 or 4 people concentrating.
Yeah.
I'm very happy because why? We end up with medal and we end up that you have the support. That's what athletes should have. Not have the officials who's not part of the team, who's not part of the ecosystem of sports being there but not giving the attention to the athlete. I to have one guy, one ISM flirt taking care of 4 guys. How does that possible?
Contingent size, what was the size?
So 30 athletes to 32. So we got 30 to 72 people.
Including the ISN officials, NPM and all that.
Yeah.
This 12 is
Separate.
excluding...
Excluding.
Oh.
So from the contingent, we are allowed on a team size formula. So for MPM, I only had 2. So that's why I only had 2.
Where do they get the accreditation? Because, okay, now, like the able body, the Olympics, IOC, they deal directly with OCM. So to my understanding, I think IPC will deal direct with
MPM.
MPM, right? So where?
Okay.
So you guys were in control with the accreditation. So where did it go wrong?
Okay, so the accreditation is based on the team size formula. So you have 30 athletes, they will give you maybe another 32. So
Yeah.
total is 62.
Yeah.
And then plus maybe 10 official, then becomes 72. So we were given a quota already.
Yeah.
So that quota we put in. So most of the quota that is non-athlete and non-pengiring or coaches or even ISN, majority was taken by MSN. For what reason, I do not know.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I keep on asking my CDM, why are they taking?
Without PCM's consent.
Without my consent, I do
Oh.
not know why. When I went there, it was just 2.
That's interesting.
So now that's why I said, why are we allowing so many of these people whereby we should have our people there? That was allowed, again, by my CDM. I do not know why.
So who's in charge of this accreditation from MPM?
Accreditation is MPM.
So who's in charge? Who's the person in
The
charge?
person in charge here now, because Dato Subra is the ketua contingent.
So he's in charge.
He's in charge.
So is
I
it?
think let me say that the accreditation card, all that was supposed to understand that we were supposed to have all the stuff and all that was not given. So Dato Subra was the one who's doing all that.
So he was dealing with MSN. Doesn't he inform you before? You are the president, right?
Yeah, by right you should be questioning him.
He is the CDM. Yes, he is the head of the contingent, but at the end of the day, you are the president
Yeah.
of MPM.
He reports to you.
Yeah, he reports to me, yes.
Yeah.
But when he reports to me, it becomes too late. Everything is kicked in already.
Okay, so you have a serious problem of people
Yeah.
not following orders.
I have a series of people who, the word is like this, who is very, what's the word? I'm not branding people. I got to be fair. So as much as if the person is like that, but I'm trying to be more humane, more respectful. If you cannot make decision, don't take the position. That's it. If you cannot stand on your ground, don't volunteer or take. So that is a strong message I'm giving. If you want to be a leader, show yourself a leader. But then you must understand that you're not doing this for yourself. You have another 25 persatuan that's under us, that's
Yeah.
looking at what you're doing.
Yeah.
And they are looking at you quietly, making sure that are you fighting for us or you're just playing along and for your survival or what? People are looking. I'm getting messages left and right. I'm getting a lot of people not happy. I agree with them. I cannot stop.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to play politics. I'm here to play with facts again. People, I hate to say sports and politics. Again, I would like to quote Webi Hanayo that there's also governance and also a separation of power.
Yeah.
So I think the issue between management problem that we had is governance and separation of power. So separation of power whereby they should not interfere. So why don't you follow your minister's command? So that's what I want to say. So now, are you really listening to your minister? Are you want to bodek ke? So the separation of power and governance, what she just mentioned, do you not all understand?
Yeah.
So this is why I'm asking again. So I think Weber Hanayo, I never, there's no such thing as blaming, because I know that it's small matter.
Yeah.
But it was not, kata apa, it was not the time to discuss, boleh duduk ramai, ni Haji Rashid ni. It's not there. It's in the stadium.
Tapi Dato Sri, nak tanya, since Dato Sri brought up about YB Hannah kan?
Yep.
Okay, YB Hannah, I would say she's visionary lah. Okay, she has done a program for the able-bodied athletes, RTG macam tu. Okay, we never know. Maybe in the months to come, she might come up with a specific program for the para athletes. Now, since PCM and especially you, and you're on bad terms with MSN, lepas tu Encik Rashid pun dia dah bagi komen dia. Dato' pun nak keluar, dia pun nak bagi, dia pun kata kalau keluar je lah, kita boleh handle. I want to ask you one thing. Don't you feel Dato' rasa salah tak? Dato' rasa bersalah tak? Because of you guys fighting, these athletes might not get the benefits from the government. They might be sidelined, they might be under, their career is being jeopardized, things like that,
Can I answer?
Yeah.
There's no such thing as the athlete's career is going to be jeopardized.
Oh,
That
wow.
is what a leader in the organization wants to do, to penalize them. That is wrong. So he should not be there. But going to Rashid, we're not fighting. It's opinion. It's discussion. It's problem. Why he feel that to fight? You want us to keluar? PK lah banyak kali bang. Kita keluar. Okay lah, kita keluar. Engkau sign lah. Tengok kau boleh hantar atlet kau. But I'm not going to say that. I just say, betul ke? You KP. You kata you ada experience. Tapi you cakap macam tu. Ni you yang cakap, bukan I. So you betul nak suruh kita keluar? Okay lah, tak apa. We will have Asian Youth Para Games coming. You register lah. You chop it lah.
Coming back to my question, Dato' Sri,
I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
Because kalau benda ni berlaku yang ada, let's say lah, athletes yang ada bright future, yang dia tu ada impian nak jadi juara negara. So kalau benda ni berlaku, kalau PCM pun dah nak register, mereka pun nak keluar, tapi yang the one who gets suffered is the athletes, kan?
No, actually, to be frank with you, that will only be at a very bloodbath. That I think I give him.
It has not gone to that level yet.
I can. That will be the last. So katakanlah you put scenario.
Yeah.
Because Rashid, let's play what Rashid said.
Yeah.
Keluar lah. Keluar mana I tak faham. Nombor satu. Nombor dua, kalau okay lah, I bagi peluang lah. You pergi sign diorang, pergi daftarkan mereka, pergi you chop lah. Kalau you boleh buat. So, but I'm being respectful. You buat lah sebab you KP, you buat. I bagi. So, kalau tak boleh macam mana? You keluar ke I keluar? You lah keluar. But so, these are the things. So, going back to athlete, they will not be jeopardized. They will not be penalized. But if they be penalized, it's going to be a personal agenda or personal vendetta that a leader in the organization wants to show to an organization, I can bully them. Then that is serious public offense that he's doing. Because as a government servant under KPPA, under JPA, you as a public servant, you cannot do that. You can never do that. So you will never be bigger than the public. You will never be bigger than, you feel that you're Ketua Pengarah, but you think that you could do that?
Yeah.
My concern when I said that, keluar adalah, since that you want to do our job, you pergilah buat, you lah register. But he went too far lah.
Okay, that's what you meant.
That's what I meant. I said, if you want to be our job, you do lah. We see lah whether you can do or not. But what he meant is that ask us to keluar
there was a kind of misunderstanding.
So that's what he said. But I'm used to all this.
Yeah.
So going back to Majlis Sukan Negara, you all have only, not mistaken again, correct me if I'm wrong, 86 in athlete. But you're not developing gold ball. So I can develop all this outside because you will not employ them. You don't have the budget. But I don't want, because you're using us to justify your budget, justify your existence. For example, you ask for 80% of it to pay for your expenses there. Then only left with 20% for para. Sampai kiamat pun kita takkan dapat 10 emas semua, because why? The program is the same, the way of doing it the same, the coaches doesn't get support, is going to be, the coaches also can never, you ask them also, it's struggle for them to promise you think, because how are you not giving them tools for them to be in, the high tech technology, AI, giving them the best.
Yeah.
Kadang kasut pun I really, so that attitude, that way of working has to change.
Okay.
That I don't have time to talk to YB, KP at Paris, because the agenda is to win. But coming back here, it has to be recorded, minuted, and everybody there take responsibility. That's what
Since
I want.
coming back from Paris, did anyone call you? Maybe YB Hana tried to reach you, or you try to reach YB Hana. I know you want to do it in the meeting and all that, but from that side, did anyone try to contact you? Hey, Dato, why you went off like that? You're blaming us. Anyone approached you?
Only all the association that, most of the association who agreed with what I said lah.
Those
But
who
on the
agreed.
other side,
Complimented you.
tak ada lah. I don't think so. That's why I said, I'm not, am I bad now? I'm following the rules, I'm following all the regulation. I'm following all the proper channels. I'm following all what is ours, what belong. Am I bad? So I think those side, or I'm not saying side lah, the people who has been in the sports industry has to think, why are you so afraid of talking to me? So that's why when I say, okay, fine, let's sit down and meet. We will send a letter. We will call for the meeting. We sit down. When the minister be there as well to let
When are you planning to have this
I
meeting?
think most likely because we're having para sukma coming.
Yeah.
So I might put in the letter to request this maybe in the early of I might put this letter inshallah next week, maybe then.
Okay.
After the holidays I put in and then request it after Sukma Sarawak.
Sukma Sarawak.
It's because you must understand, when we get the funding, these are the funding that we use to do the grassroots. Government for the past four prime minister, 3 prime minister, I cannot remember, too many already. Every time when you give, you don't give Akombi. I am fine with Majlis Sukan Negara to do high performance. It's fine.
Okay.
You do the high performance, but the grassroots is going to be given to us to do. But we cannot do without money. Every time you have talent, but you hold the money, you don't want to give the money, or you have to get the funding to justify your existence. 80%, 70% goes to that salary and all that. But how do you develop a sports powerhouse with just 20-30% budget and hoping to win 10 goals, 50 goals by keep on doing it every year?
Tapi Dato Sri punya demand pun quite high juga. 50 juta kan Dato demand.
50 juta kalau 4 tahun berapa? Saya
50
okay lah, 50 bilion you kata besar? Tak. 50 juta bagi 25 persatuan, bagi 14 negeri. Berapa sen?
Walau.
So besar ke? Mana ada
Tak ada
besar?
besar.
You ask me how much I want. I want 200 million.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you have 50 million, divide by 25. Every 25 you divide by 14. We got 14 states.
Yeah.
Saya dah kira dah 2,323 ringgit. Tak silap saya lah, I've calculated there. So 2,300 satu negeri nak buat apa? Bayar apa, boosting pun tak cukup Facebook. Logically. So to me, if you want to be like China, you want to be like Korea, you want to be like Japan,
Yeah.
look how they put it. They put the money in the NPC to do it. Let the NPC be accountable. You be a good support system.
Yeah.
That's why I said, I have to say this a bit. The doctrine of a leadership that's in Majlis Sukan Negara has to change. The whole doctrine, the DNA, not say changing, it has to be a change of leadership of doing it. Because it's been seen like it's continuity from the old one to the current one, and it's not moving forward at all.
Okay.
Because why? Why Dato Sri Megat pandai cakap. Betul, saya pandai cakap.
Yeah.
Tengok result, KPI, tengok sukan-sukan ni. Macam mana you punya gaji boleh naik pangkat tapi pencapaian tak ada? So how do you govern that? So I want to ask, that's why I want to ask maybe, how do we have officers who naik pangkat, getting salary? Yeah, everybody deserve that. But if your KPI is based on the results of the sports,
Yeah.
let me ask you, is there any result in the sports?
Based on what you told us,
Yeah.
you're a president who got a lot of connections with the corporate sponsors. Is this the reason also why you want to come back as the president of Kuala Lumpur Hockey? Because you think you can bring back KL hockey glory days?
To add on to that, okay, you Datuk memang nak compete kan, nak contest in this year punya election. I mean, you have told me many times about it, alright. And nak tanya, apa motif Datuk actually? Datuk nak jadi presiden kat Kuala Lumpur Hockey once again. Lepas tu, from there, do you want to like become the president of MAC, then take down the regime, you know? So what's your motive? And yeah.
I think going back, number one is that I want to finish my term before that. When I became KL Hockey president, and then that issue came up whereby then at the end I win all that. So let's complete it. And I think during that when I became president, Datuk Bandar came down the event for the first time for many donkey years.
Yeah,
I think more than 20 years. No, Datuk Bandar came. So then when I came, he came. Then when I went through that thing, then no Dato' Bandar came today.
Yeah, when you left, he left.
Yeah, when I left, everybody left. Everybody want to come. So I think going back to KL is that as much as I think within 4 years, I've been doing it. I mean, not selling myself. I've been doing things, following by the book and all that. I think people getting comfortable because that with me is simple to deal with.
Okay.
You know, I get it done, boleh buat, boleh peruntukkan, and plus I've earned DBKL's trust till today.
Okay.
And also I think in a way I'm having also with YB Zaleha coming in next week for my Para Renang Kuala Lumpur. She's coming in, and I'm quite thankful to her. So I think it's not about me. It's about bringing the sports in KL closer to the stakeholder, because our penaung and our thing is DBKL.
Yeah.
That detachment has lost for so long that you have to bring it back.
Yeah.
And secondly, you have to revive back the sports, because the potential, a lot of clubs in KL wants to play. And the most important thing, yes, you need money and you have to govern it well. But then if you want to be a president but you cannot run it well, you don't know how to govern things, then let other people do the job. Same for me also. I cannot be 10 president, impossible.
Are you referring to President Vicky?
I don't know who's the president, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying that, you know, it has to be that traits, that good traits, that leadership, that responsibility has to be in any individual. So if that person's name, I'm not sure what's his name, but if he has it, where is KL Hockey now? I also don't know where. But if he has it, fine. I will always support good things.
Yeah.
But going back hockey, let's do it back, because I think people need a breather of fresh air. And I think going back to MHC, it's not bringing down anyone in there. It's just that it's a sport. People say it's a dying sport.
Yeah.
But it's sad for me then, because I started with hockey as well. The highest level I played hockey was junior league. Then my dad said, tak belajar lah, don't need to play hockey. So I left it there. So I want to come is that if I can come and take KL, I have opportunity to take MSC, to run it properly, and with my leadership, inshallah by God, I think I can, like this lah. I walk the talk lah. If I don't deliver, I resign lah. Senang, but not many people would want to put that on the.
But coming back to KL, are you confident once if the election and then you're going to go against the current president?
Boleh menang ke Dato'?
Number one, I do not know. Now that's why I just got back, right? So I'm not sure when is the election.
Yeah.
So if buka lah, tell everybody lah when's the election. It's an election. Menang kalah is normal.
Yeah.
But if you want to hide lah,
how confident are you to win?
To me is that the confidence that I'm going to get from people is that those people that I have to meet one by one to tell, you want me or not? One, you can say no, you can say no need, you can shut up, also no problem.
Yeah.
It's fine, because it's your right. But if you want glory, it's me. That's it. I have to offer. A vote is to respect. Neither you want to vote or not, or to keep quiet. You have to respect that. So to me is that if I stay confident to win or not, it's a bit, how to say, tak shock lah. You know, let's do surprises. Let's do, you know, let's.
So you plan to play the underdog card?
Not underdog card. I plan to play the surprise card.
Surprise card. Okay.
Surprise.
So kita berharap kalau Dato' Sri menang, you know, Kuala Lumpur boleh lah menang 3 Razak Cup titles in a row.
InsyaAllah lah. Tapi saya cakap lah again, it's not about me again. It's about the members to believe. I'm using the same thing in MPM also here.
Yeah.
The members, I'm here because of them. I'm not here because of me. Because that job is a job to do.
Yeah.
I'm working for them.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a president, you don't work for your member. Why the bloody hell you become? Sorry, why in the world you do that?
Yeah.
If you don't want to serve, this thing is volunteer, and you must have good relationship. Why I always tell I said, tolonglah ni, kamu pergi saya tolonglah, orang lain saya tak kenal lah ni. So I cannot do that. I cannot undo that. I said, boss tolong. I cannot do that. If they don't want to help, they don't want to help.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. And they say, oh tak ada ni lah, selalu susah ni. So they have their reason why. So if a person can come in and tell the stakeholder that, okay, the stadium is going to be fine, I guarantee you, I do this, I'm responsible, put on my head, I buat kerja, I mohon, I want the club to be public, I want the school kids to be a part of KLHA. Because at the end of the day, where are they going? They're going KLHA, nak main Sukma, semua going there. So they don't get to go Sekolah Sukan Bukit Jalil, where do they go? You only have 24 people who's going to play for the country. But if you have 1 million that's not going to play, my idea is to send them abroad. If they do well abroad, of course they're going to be called up. So you cannot shut down people's dream. Because you're not able to do the job. And you cannot take 10 positions at one time to do everything. You cannot be jack of all trades.
On that note, Dr.
Yeah.
One last question. If you get to win KLHA, how are you going to balance two?
Good question. But I have the answer. Number one, I will have a good lineup for KLHA.
Okay.
Number two, for MPM also, I'll have a good lineup.
Okay.
So what I do is that I'm a person who empower.
Okay.
The core one I do. Because I can like this play football lah, brother. It's a team play. It's a team effort.
Yeah.
You cannot be Ronaldo. You cannot be the goalkeeper, striker, defender. Cannot. So I want to be the striker. I just sit in front lah. Then my team will be pass. I go shoot the goal. That's it.
Poacher lah, Dato Sri.
Huh?
Dato Sri poacher lah.
Just so at the end of the day, I said, that's why it's not about Megat, It's about the team. I always tell. That's why when my teammate kena, it also kena I.
Yeah.
My teammate you buat macam tu, disrespect, I pun kena. My teammate lemah pun, I pun bertanggungjawab. My teammate kena bully ke, kena boycott ke, kena pulau ke, ayat dia pulau ke apa, I pun kena. That's why I'm like this. It's not about leaving no man. I won't leave man behind. Takkan punya.
Yeah.
Itulah saya.
True. Agreed.
That's it, gentlemen. Nothing to say. I'm who I am. Front back is the same.
Okay. Thank you, Dato'.
Okay, thank you, Dato Sri.
Thank you.